Yes, villagers, the Chauvin verdict just came out yesterday, guilty on all charges. While we're happy and out celebrating, it still shows us that there's more work that needs to be done. It has raised so many points and other things that need to be done. We're going to focus on 4 of those things here today. If you want to find out what those are, you are in the right place. If you're new to this channel, welcome to our village. If you're a returning villager, welcome as well. So, let's get into it. Welcome to Garden of the Mind, where we reduce stress, improve our health and fitness, and improve our financial IQ every episode. We must believe more than we see. Chauvin has been found guilty on all charges, but what does that mean for us? What is this particular case showing us as Americans? Point number 1, our reflection. America saw America one way. Black America saw America another way. I think that this case showed that America has 2 sides to it. There is a side that America sees, and there's a side that Black America sees, and there is a reality in both. Most of the time, people only saw one side and did not see the other. This case certainly brought together both sides of America and how justice is not the same for everyone here in society. The 2 faces of America is finally revealed in a way that resonates with all of America as opposed to just Black Americans. There were some people who responded to the video and said this is not who we are. But for Black Americans, that is exactly who we are as Americans. This case provided a tale of 2 cities and sewed them together in such a way that it could not be denied by most of Americans. So while this currently is who we are as Americans, it doesn't have to stay that way. So we can move forward and we can improve this situation. Point number 2, this verdict showed hope. This case was both a relief and a release. For the majority of Black Americans, there was a simmering and a boiling that had taken place as a result of continually being denied justice time and time again. So for most Black Americans, it was very, very difficult for us to watch justice continually be denied time and time again, yet being told, wait, it's under investigation, let's not rush to judgment, justice will prevail. And when we waited, justice did not prevail. We waited, justice did not prevail. We waited the next time, justice did not prevail. So it got to a point where it was like, well, what is it that we're waiting for? What is it that we can hold our hat on? What is it that we can have hope in? So for most Black Americans, justice became almost like us waiting for a bus and the bus never stopping at our station. It got to a point where we started to realize that maybe this bus is not going to ever stop at our station. So I think that this particular verdict really helped to at least inject some hope into our situation. For so long, we've watched each episode after episode chronicle itself to a level where it became a pattern. So we had the first incident, which became a precedent. Then the second incident became a pattern, and we watched that pattern continue to replicate and replicate and replicate. Finally, at this point, we can say that we watched this decision and this verdict become a new precedent. And now we can watch episode after episode continue in the pattern towards progress and equity in this system. Point 3, this verdict showed that the judicial system can succumb to public pressure. Some people may say that justice was served today, and I agree with that. However, it did not get there independently. It certainly had assistance. There had to have been some people who were watching over the situation to force it into the compliance that we know that it can go and the way that it should go ordinarily. This situation could have been one that was easily swept underneath the rug had there not been any cameras, had there not been any oversight to make sure that nothing happened with nefarious intent. I was watching a news report yesterday with Don Lemon, and he showed exactly what the original story for George Floyd looked like prior to the videotapes surfacing. And it was basically that a man dies in police custody while having medical issues. It spoke nothing about exactly what it is that we have seen in the videotape. So this incident could have easily been swept underneath the rug had there not been videotapes and the internet to continually play this situation out over and over, which led to the public outcry and the demand for justice in this particular situation. Does this mean that we have to force justice into the space that it was created to occupy? That can be pretty exhaustive, but we have to move forward with the protection of justice that we know can be afforded in this land. So just like the statue with the judge holding the two scales and is blindfolded, we have to force justice into being blindfolded and having that sense of equity, not just for some, but for all. Point 4. This verdict shows that America was able to align itself on humanity as opposed to occupation or race. Frequently, we've seen these incidences on tape plenty of times. This is not the first incident that we've watched a black man die at the hands of a white officer. However, the circumstances were almost a perfect storm. We had the pandemic, so everyone was at home. People did not have the normal distractions of being able to go out to a bar, watching sports, possibly going and seeing a show, a movie, or anything else, any other distractions that might have stopped us from taking an unflinching look at this video and seeing that video happen over and over again. So we were a complete captive audience and we could not turn away nor be distracted in the same ways that we were in the past. I believe for most Americans, watching a man die underneath the knee of another man for almost 9 minutes, we identified with the humanity of the man who was dying. And during that time, we were able to see the humanity of that man and not necessarily the race of that man. We were able to identify with the torture and all of the thoughts that must have went through this man's mind as he sat there and pled for his life. We also watched another man who stayed in place, did not move. His sunglasses did not move despite everything that everyone was telling him around. People from all walks of life, people from different disciplines trying to intervene, yet this person not moving and not budging while he had this man slowly dying underneath him. I think for the first time we were able to look and see the humanity of this man and not just the color of this man. I think that we were able to see the brutality of another man and not just his race or his occupation. We were able to see these things honestly. And I think that those things made all of the difference in the world. I believe that this verdict also answered some prayers that people believed had gone unanswered. While it does not completely restore our faith in the justice system, it certainly does offer hope, and it does send a message and a precedent to police officers that you will or can be held accountable. Now, while this case was going forward, there was still yet other African Americans that were murdered by the hands of police. So it shows that there is more work that needs to be done, but it does show that there can be some accountability of police officers rather than the regular impunity that we have seen happen time and time again. Once again, it offers a precedent. The next incident can move forward with it being progress and a pattern, and we can move towards the optimistic pattern that justice will be done for all and not just for some. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you want to know when I post, which is Wednesday, I apologize for last Wednesday, please click on that notification bell so when you click it, you get that ding on your phone and you know that a new video is waiting for you. And remember, thoughts are actions, words have power, and actions have consequences. I'll see you next Wednesday. I'll see you then.